Death to the IDF. Death to the IDF. Death to the IDF. Death to the IDF. Death to the IDF.
In Willie Lynch's How to Make a Slave, Willie Lynch clearly states, make the light hate the dark, make the old hate the young, turn the women against the men, break the families, control the minds, and you will never need chains again. This is Willie Lynch's method on how to keep a slave mentally. See, what he is saying is we don't need chains anymore. As long as we can control them mentally, as long as we can disfranchise them, as long as we can turn them against one another, they will always be slaves. That was in 1712. It's over 300 years later, and we're still doing the same things to one another. When do we stop being slaves and break the Willie Lynch method? Let me know.
What's up, guys? Or as my boy Nick Cruz on RBN say, what's poppin', my friends? Welcome to another episode, a Sunday edition. Well, the Sunday early edition because we got a double header coming for you of the Good Faith Show. I'm your host, Andre Morton. You can catch me on the ATP network. That's where the show is streamed on, the Good Faith Show. We on Kick, Rumble, Twitch, Twitter, and obviously YouTube. Well, excuse me, guys, but yeah, man. One thing about me, man, I'm not scared to put my name out there because let me add that back. I took that off. I don't know why I did that. I'm gonna pull that. But yeah, see, I'm not scared to put my name on.
Just how to make.
Sorry about that, guys. See, I'm not scared to put my name out there. You know, a lot of people keep their name anonymous, rightfully so. But I mean, eventually, you know, the losers online, they're gonna find out who you is anyway. Because even though all of this stuff is supposed to be protected, our privacy is supposed to be protected, but unfortunately, you know, especially the rhetoric that we spill out on the left, you know, they're willing to compromise. So it is what it is. But yeah, man, I don't know why I said that earlier, but forgive me. But here's some shameless plugs for y'all. Like the video, it's free, don't cost you nothing. And also subscribe to the ATP network, man. We are growing, man. We almost at 1,400 subscribers, which is, you know, we halfway there. But, like, come on, man. Like, keep liking the video, guys. Like I said, if you want to see my ugly ass face for 30 seconds, that's fine. Like the video and be on your way. And also follow the ATP network on Twitter at ATP network 247. We've been stuck at 66 followers for a long time, man. Let's get at least get to 100. Like, you know, I need to start running it because I don't have nobody else to run it right now. But I'm gonna start running it myself. So until I find somebody to run it for me, and also shop for official ATP merch at atpnetwork.myshopify.com. It's on the bottom of the ticker. Yeah, and like I know most of you are Thai Peasants fans, so buy her merch. You know, you support her. You know, so and also to go to GazaFunds.com. You know, as I always say, Gaza Funds. All of the campaigns have been verified, so you know, pick one out, share it, or just do like what I need to start doing. Just share once a day. Share one once a day. Like, help these Palestinians out, man. The conditions in Gaza is obviously catastrophic. Obviously, I mean, you know, I don't need to tell you guys that, but y'all get what I'm saying. So yeah, man, I got a good show for y'all today. Man, I got a good one for y'all today, man. But you know, the gentleman that was talking earlier about you know, having that white supremacist mindset, I'm gonna play his video again and pause it in between and give my thoughts on it. So here we go.
Willie Lynch clearly states, make the light hate the dark, make the old hate the young, turn the women against the men, break the families, control the minds, and you will never need chains again.
That right there. I mean, obviously, that's what's clearly going on right now, right? Like, they want to turn the capitalist class against one another because they see that if we come together and try to destroy this capitalist system, which the top 1% benefiting from, then you know, they won't be able to make their billions anymore. They won't be able to have their yachts anymore. So what they do is like, hey, I mean, they really started doing this in the 80s. You know, even though it's called a Southern strategy, obviously, like it started then. Like, hey, you know, a working class man, that sees somebody on food stamps, another working class person on food stamps. Obviously, they say, hey, that person, even though they're probably most likely working too, they just can't afford to live. They just can't afford to buy food, but they're the reason why you struggling. See, they doing the same thing with the immigrants too. But yeah, man, like I'm gonna let it continue.
This is Willie Lynch's method on how to keep a slave mentally. See, what he is saying is we don't need chains anymore. As long as we can control them mentally, as long as we can.
That's what they realize. Like, we ain't gotta have them. We ain't gotta have them as slaves. we just could give them the slave mindset of, hey, like telling them like, hey, they're the reason why you struggling. That migrant, the single mama that need food assistance, like they're the problem. Not not us. The capitalist class. You should hate us because we the reason why you are suffering. Oh man, like yeah, so true. But back to it.
And disfranchise them. As long as we can turn them against one another, they will always be slaves. That was in 1712. It's over 300 years later, and we're still doing the same things to one another. When do we stop being slaves and break the Willie Lynch method? Let me know.
I think I got one way. Shout out to that gentleman. Let me pull it back up. His Samuel Lee Fudge. Shout out to him, man. Follow him on TikTok. But yeah, one way to break the chains, the slave mentality, is to organize, build mutual aid, and build dual power. That's one. It's a lot of ways, but that's one way. You gotta deep program or decolonize the minds of a lot of people because a lot of people think this way. Now, because they think that way, does that make them evil, vile people? No. I mean, a lot of times these people are grown up to think that way. Like, the others, the immigrants, the blacks, if you know how what I'm saying here. Like they've been told, like, yeah, they're the lazy ones. They steal your job. Either the immigrants steal your jobs, black people are lazy, you know, or even their own, like, they're just waste of society. Like, you know, believe it or not, like a lot of white folks are pinned against each other too. So, let's not pretend like, it's just a racial thing. Race and class intersects, like, and they know that. So to keep things, keep things from like to keep the ticky torches from coming towards them, they're try to divide us, keep us all divided, keep us all in our echo chambers, you know. And it's sad, like some of these leftists online, like for example, like yeah, leftists online, like most of these people online, they don't even do mutual aid. Like why they are even relevant? But I'm just using them as an example. Um, Even some of them say like, hey, you shouldn't talk to the right wing. You should talk to people on the right because they are Nazis. They're Zion. I mean, they are Nazis. They are racist. They are bigoted. They are evil. Like most of these people are just working class people too. Now, if you're talking about the right wing influencers or the MAGA influencers, yeah, like they are grifting. Like this, it's a term. It's called grifting. But if you're just talking about the normal person, like for example, if you go on a right wing show, you're not talking to that right wing personality. You're talking to his audience. You're trying to capture his audience. You know, that's what you're doing. So yeah. Shout out to Samuel for that, man. A very good TikTok video, man. Like, this is. I'm glad I got hold of TikTok a few years ago because it's a lot of people like him that speaks truth to power. And also, speaking of that, I got another video, but this one is like 5 minutes long, but it's a banger too. Here we. All right, guys. So shout out to this TikTok user. Their name is I am Blakely. They make amazing content. Check them out. Again, the tag is on TikTok is I am Blakely, BLAKELEY. So shout out to them with this banger ass video, man. Me myself, man, like, man, like, it's so many great people on here, man. Like I always tell people, like, you don't have to make a YouTube channel. Like, you got TikTok, man. You can even, you can even be on Meta, making Instagram reels or Facebook reels or whatnot. So I'm gonna play this and break it down because they actually absolutely killed it.
One of the things that Mamdani has said in New York is that he wants to eliminate billionaires or that billionaires shouldn't exist.
Bro couldn't even get through 4 seconds of this interview without lying. Mamdani never said he wanted to eliminate billionaires. He should have said that, but he didn't. Well, let's let him finish with his little reg.
That's what these propagandists do. Like Vivek Ramaswamy is another MAGA propagandist. Like that's his job. His job is to spread lies. Um, like they said Joe Biden was a like these are the same people that said Joe Biden was a communist or Kamala Harris was a communist. I mean, first of all, I wish she was a communist. I mean, I wish they were. I mean, and I wish they was that, and I wish they didn't do all of the atrocities they committed, war crimes. But hey, it is what it is. But hey, let me let her. Let me let them continue.
And slop speed.
Question we should be asking is, how does every American child born in this country able to
known.
enjoy the most important things that billionaires do? Access to world-class education, the American dream, a place where we actually celebrate success rather than to villainize it.
No, bitch, no.
Before she cook his ass, he said that so without the billionaires, your child wouldn't have all of the niceties, you know. Well, first of all, he said the American dream. Well, the American dream was sold to me too. Yeah, even millennials. Like, you know, if you work hard, if you pave the pavement, you live the American dream. Like, first of all, American dream don't exist. American dream cannot exist in a capitalist society. It ain't gonna even exist in a communist society. Because the American dream is a fad. The white picket fences, the nice house, the kids, your significant other, like that. All that's a lie. Second of all, billionaires ain't the reason why we have all these innovations. It's us, the working class people, the people that makes people that makes technology. Like billionaires don't make shit. We make everything. We make technology. We make the food. We manufacture stuff. We put stuff together. Billionaires don't put shit together. So yeah, it just and of course it's on Fox News. Yeah, a 75-year-old grandma from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, watching this probably really believes Vivek Ramaswamy because because look at him, like he's on that news network. He's on Fox News. Instead of they'll say people like me is just a bunch of propaganda spreading lies when we the ones actually telling you the truth and he's the one bullshitting you. So let me continue.
No one's villainizing success. People are getting tired of theft from the rich and there being no accountability. You steal from someone and you're poor, you go to fucking jail. But if you make your billions poisoning people through the opioid crisis or becoming a multimillionaire by defrauding Medicare, you get to be a senator. I am so fucking tired of this zombie Reagan talk.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that Ponzi scheme. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's a big story in the beginning of the Trump administration when all of a sudden, he's supposed to run for senator in Ohio or some shit. I think, I don't know. But, I don't keep up with this guy. The only reason I'm talking about Vivek Ramaswamy is because, they brought it up, rightfully so. And I ain't talking about Zoran Mondumi. I gave my thoughts on him, all reason why this exists because he said Zoran said he won't abolish all billionaires. No, no, he don't. I think he's saying that billionaires should pay their fair share of taxes, which they don't. But hey, it is what it is, right? Oh man, but yeah, it's fucking insane. They right. We are tired of. We tired of getting exploited every day. One thing good about millennials though, a few people said this is and mostly not millennials, Gen Z in particular. That's why they are becoming influencers online. That's why they are branching out. A lot of Gen Z is really anti-American, bro. A lot of Gen Z know that they don't want to be like their older millennial parents or even a Gen X parents and see fucking them being exploited. Young kids understand. But continue.
Nobody's trying to punish people for success. People are tired of blood-sucking capitalists exploiting people to make themselves rich at the expense of the Americans you claim to give a shit about and your party. The fucking nerve to do this routine right after you guys just passed the biggest wealth transfer in history. Your party just passed a bill that is going to gut Medicaid and Medicare for the elderly and food for poor children. Also that billionaires who can never spend that money in 50 fucking lifetimes can have their 8th yacht and not have to pay taxes on their 5th private jet. And you have the fucking nerve to get on TV and talk like this in 2025. Which, by the way, if your fucking party has their way, people exactly like you won't get to be fucking American citizens. When they say they want to end birthright citizenship, they mean for you too, boo. I don't know why your bitch ass.
Damn. Damn, son. I told y'all, he got cooked. He got cooked. Vivek got cooked. Yeah, like, I don't understand. Like, wasn't he on a podcast with some woman? I forgot that woman's name. And, she basically said, like, because he's Indian, he shouldn't, because I'm paraphrasing here, guys. Forgive me. Like, I don't have the exact, quotes, but he was on a podcast with this right winger, and she said that, she don't trust him to run for office because he's Indian, but he's caping for the same party. Like, make it make sense. And fuck the Democrats. I'm not saying that. I'm not, they ain't shit either. But I'm just don't understand. Like, But yeah, like, let me continue, man. I mean, she's taking the words really out of my mouth at this point. I just letting her cook.
Thinks you're exempt. And yeah, they shouldn't exist. The only reason why so many of you regular people bootlickers will get on board with what he's saying is because you have no idea.
Yeah, and speaking of the bootlicker, I remember this bootlicker, Bend Over. He was on Tea Time a couple of weeks ago. And he's what they talking about here. Like I just don't understand, like, how can you be working class and wants to bootlick to be in that class? They don't even give a shit about you. Like, I never understand that. Like, before I was who I am now, like, even I knew, like, why the wealth gap is so big. I always question shit. You know what I mean? I never. I never said that I want to be like Jeff Bezos or fuck Bill Gates. Those motherfuckers. I never said I want to be like them or the Warren Buffetts. Like, these people are a bad example of hoarding all of the wealth, buying up every piece of land they can get. Like, Bill Gates bought land here in the state I live at. Like, I live in the Delta part. So, yeah. Well, we really close to the Delta. We're not in the Delta, but, like, on the outskirts. But, like, yeah, like, that's a red flag, man. Like, any normal person should see, like, why are they buying up all of this? Why are they buying up all of this land? Like, they most likely, they bought so much land, they probably not gonna even use the land that they bought. Like, I don't understand. Like, that's crazy. Like, we were promised 40. Black people were promised 40 acres and a mule, but these billionaires, they buying 40 acres and a mule times 1,000. Like, it's just wild to me. But let me let them continue.
You have never thought about the insane gulf that exists between a billionaire and even a millionaire. Just for one small example, to give you just one small visualization, a millionaire couldn't even afford a private jet. They could maybe afford 15 luxury cars. A billionaire could afford 20,000 luxury cars and 100 jets. I'm so over this snake oil salesman. He's so obvious.
Yeah, I'm not really all in tune with the millionaires either, because even a millionaire compared to a person making what, $50,000 a year, I mean, it's still a big wealth gap. But I see what she's saying right there. Like, I see what she's getting at. She's basically saying, like, yeah, like, millionaires don't even have generational wealth, compared to a billionaire. Like, what the fuck? Anyway, what the fuck you gonna do with what the fuck you gonna do with 100 private jets? You only one person. What, just fly one every day? Like, come on, bro. This is insane, the amount of bootlicking that these Americans do, man. The American people is so fucking dumb, bro. I'm sorry. Just so dumb. Like, you calling us, a supposed socialists, you calling us stupid and ignorant for saying that people need a better life and workers need workers need to workers need to seize means of production, but but you caping for a billionaire that don't give a shit about you. I just let me continue.
He's not even good at lying. Like, people don't understand the massive gulf that exists between being a millionaire or even a multimillionaire and a billionaire. Being a billionaire is fucking unethical. You don't become a billionaire without stealing from people.
Exactly. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again for the people in here in the back. Like she said, how like a billionaire is a millionaire. Still a hard shot, but it's closer. It's more possible to be a millionaire than a billionaire. Obviously, right? Yeah. But again, it's like, to become a billionaire, like, you have to like sacrifice, the peasants, you gotta make them, you gotta pay them the lowest wages possible, you gotta seize land, farmland for no reason at all. Like you gotta push us into wars, regime change wars to destabilize other countries so you can have easy access to their resources. Like, like that's what you have to do to be a billionaire. Like, you have to kill thousands of people in Iraq, for example. In Afghanistan too. Like, you have to exploit. You have to, destabilize countries. Like, a million ain't enough. A couple of million ain't enough. I want 100 billion. No, I want 200 billion. Like, it's just, yeah. Yeah, man.
Extracting people's resources and cheating the fucking tax code. Anyone who criticizes billionaires isn't doing so to rain on your fantasy parade, Josh in Ohio. It's because they have it set up this way specifically so that people like you cannot become that, okay? That's how the system is set up. And they perpetuate that system by getting fucking sucker simps like you.
Exactly. Like, Bend Over, if you're watching this video. It probably is. Like, you'll never become a billionaire, but you simping for billionaires. You simping for capitalism. It ain't just Bend Over, one of the trolls that stormed our tea time chat, but the chat when we did tea time. But it's just a lot of people like him. I mean, like, and I said to myself, if people, like, sometimes you ask yourself if people like him is a troll or they just actually believe that. At one time, I mean, I didn't believe that. I mean, I didn't sell for billionaires, but one time I thought if you work hard enough, did the right things, you go to college, oh God. Like, thinking about it, I would never went to college. Like, I would have did a trade at least or something, even back then. But I was stirred. I was stirred in a direction I thought was right, but now looking back at it, I'm like, holy shit! So I got into student loan debt for nothing. So I mean, because of the student loan debt, and the government won't cancel it. Hell no, they won't cancel it. I mean, Joe Biden said he was going to cancel student loan debt, but he did anything possible not to do it. Like, this is what I'm saying about the Democrats and Republicans. Like, they work hand and foot. Like, Joe Biden will make it easy for the upper courts to not cancel it by putting it under the pandemic prevention, which, I mean, like, again, like people were saying thousands of times, like, Lyndon B. Johnson made it easy for the Department of Education to cancel student loan debt. Oh God. But so yeah, like it just, yeah.
You to defend it. Billionaires are bad for democracy. They seem to understand this when it comes to oligarchs in Russia, but they don't seem to understand it when it comes to our homegrown oligarchs. By fucking definition, we don't have a democracy if billionaires are running the fucking country. Why are you bitches defending feudalism? This is...
Yeah, like, how can you have a democracy when billionaires buy our politicians, billionaires buy our land, billionaires buy our real estate, buy all the housing, private equity? What democracy is that? There ain't no democracy, bro. So when you voting on the federal level, for example, I mean, yeah, indeed, billionaires do infiltrate local elections too, sometime. But like, especially on the federal level, like, how are you, like, you really don't have no choice. You have a losing a choice. Obviously, that's really what voting is on the federal level. It's a losing a choice, but you don't have no choice. Like the billionaires, they already picked out their candidates, man. Like, hey, if candidate A don't win, hey, we got candidate B on our team. Like that's this, that's how that works. So yeah. Oh, hold on, guys.
Multi-millionaire and a billionaire. Being a billionaire is fucking unethical. You don't become a billionaire. System is set up, and they perpetuate that system by getting fucking sucker simps like you to defend it. Billionaires are bad for democracy. They seem to understand this when it comes to oligarchs in Russia, but they don't seem to understand it when it comes to our homegrown oligarchs. By fucking definition, we don't have a democracy if billionaires are running the fucking country. Why are you bitches defending feudalism? This is fucking tech feudalism that they want. We don't want to punish success in the American. Bitch, what American dream? The Republicans just voted to kick 17 fucking million people off their health care so that they could give more tax cuts to billionaires who already fucking have everything. And your bitch ass wants to talk about the American dream? Get the fuck out of here. You bitches should be grateful for Zohran Mamdani. He's a fucking moderate. They just want to keep pushing, keep pushing.
Exactly. Imagine if they had a real, true socialist running for any political office. Oh my God. Like, oh God. Like, yeah, but I mean, they know. I mean, these people, they pretending to be stupid. Like, they know that Zohran Mamdani is a moderate. They just, they just always have to, it's always have to be a villain. Like, this is how the game is played. Like, for their base to dislike Zohran Mamdani for being, in their eyes, a communist, which he's not even a fucking socialist, really. Remember he was on Mehdi Hassan's, what was that? Podcast, whatever the name of it was, and he couldn't even define what socialist was. So yeah, like, he just like every other candidate uses the name because it sounds popular at the moment.
Keep pushing. They want to keep clawing things away from people. They want to keep making people suffer, keep taking their health care, keep making it harder for them to send their kids to fucking daycare so they can have more money, more tax breaks for money that they're never going to spend. Because I know you bitches think you're going to live forever, but no, you're...
They make so much money. They have so much money that it gonna take multiple generations to spend it all. And at that point, the world might not even be here in 5-6 generations after they die. So it really don't make sense to me. Like, why do you want even more money? Like, why you just can't be satisfied with the money you have or the wealth you have? I just don't understand that. But these people are ghouls, man. They don't care about the peasant, man. Like, a lot of their workers live in their fucking cars. Like, you remember Disney, the people that work at the Walt Disney Resort in Florida. Like, most of the workers live in their cars. So that right there, and Disney is another example. Like, they own everything. They own Marvel. They own Hulu. They own all of these companies. Then on top of that, I mean, I never been to Disney World, but I know it's overpriced as fuck. Because my coworker, he took his his family there for a week, and he spent a whole lot of money. He had to save up a lot of money for that, him and his wife. So I'm just saying, it's like, yeah, like, these people, they'll do anything, they'll do anything to make just to pile up generational wealth for nothing. But black people, the craziest thing is, but black people can't have, eminent domain, and gentrification is the reason why black people don't have generational wealth. Like, what that research, what that study in Boston said, the average bank account for a family in Boston is $100,000 or something like that, and the average black family bank account's $1. Like, yeah, that right there Like anybody with a functioning brain should know that that's fucked up. But let me get back to
You're
it.
gonna die, you're gonna go to hell, and you're not gonna be able to spend all those billions. So tired of these outdated talking points. The fucking early 1990s called, they want their talking points back. Those bullshit Republican talking points, those bullshit capitalist talking points, worked on people because people actually...
I think she mean the 1980s. I think the 80s, yeah, because the 90s were more about moderates. But yeah, but it don't matter.
had prospects. They actually had money, a little bit, so that they could send their kids to school and buy a house. People don't have any of that shit now. You want us to feel loyal? For what?
Yeah, she talking about the 80s. Yeah, yeah, in the 80s when things started to decline from then on to now. Yeah, those talking points work with people because hey, like it always like that when you doing good at the moment and you know you hear things that sound good to you in that moment. Yeah, you agree with it, but over time, like I said, like it's a generational shift when it comes to capitalism. Like say that shit now to Gen Z that you know that's in student loan debt that they don't have a house, they're still living with their parents. Like yeah, tell them the same shit, Vivek, that you just told the boomers that still watch Fox News that. Yeah, they'll throw eggs in your face, bro.
What? We don't own anything. What the fuck stake does any American have to protect this fucking garbage system? We're supposed to work to try to protect this system and be loyal to a system so that you people can be rich, so that you leeches can feed off the working class? Fuck. I am not in the mood for any of these fucking plutocrats to sit around and lecture people about hard work and they just hate success. You guys are leeches, okay? All of you fucking
Billionaires don't know what the definition of hard work even is. Like these people, you know, like these people were already born into wealth. Like they did not start. They did not start from the bottom, as people say. They didn't come from the hood, as they say. Like these people lived comfortable lives. They just took the wealth that they parents already had, and they just built more wealth on top of that. They don't know what the fuck hard work is. They don't know how it feels to work 5 days a week and just have 2 measly days off of work. Like they don't know how that feels. They don't know how it feels to work overtime. You know, not only the 8 hours you already work, then you got to work another 2 or 3 hours because, God forbid, you know, you have another extra bill to pay. Maybe your car needs to be fixed, or you know, the electric bill is higher than it once was, or your rent went up, you know, a few $100s. Like they don't know how it feels to be hard work, you know. And I'm just so sick of people, especially the ones that the bootlickers out here that just, you know, kiss the ring of these people. Because I mean, I just say 10 out of 10 times the people that bootlicking for billionaires, you know, there will never be a billionaire. I will never be a billionaire. I don't want to be a billionaire. Like, you know, a lot of people in America just want to have enough resources just to survive. Like, you know, that's all. I mean, like I mean, that's all. That's all. Like, you know, the crazy things that people like us is fighting for. Like in other countries, this is just moderate issues. Like universal health care. Like other countries been and had that for decades now, and we still fighting for it. Like, you know, we couldn't even get, you know, the squad member and her other squad buddies I'm about to talk to after I get done with this video to force the vote for Medicare for all. Like just to force the vote, the bare minimal. Like not even pass Medicare for all. Like we couldn't even get them to do that. But oh God, but they continue, man. Jeez.
Wall Street bankers and you dumb fucking hedge fund motherfuckers, you're leeches. You didn't work for shit. And the only reason why any of these people are billionaires is because they steal from other people and they rig our tax code just like they just rigged it again in this big, beautiful bill to take more of your money at the expense of your grandma's fucking Medicare. Shut the fuck up, Vivek Snow Cone Hair Ramaswamy. And you know what else? You're not going to be the fucking governor, whatever the fuck, of Ohio. Because if you think that you're going to pay...
Senator.
pander to fucking white people and then get on Twitter and say that white parents and white people are big fucking losers who can't be as successful as South Asian parents because they were too busy watching Full House or whatever the fuck in the 90s. If you think all the white trash...
And that right there too, what really gets me is that, like, just the snobbiest of him even saying that bullshit. Like, see, shit like that get your ass punched quickly. Like, so basically he's saying that, oh, the reason why you're not successful is because your child didn't read literature, you know. He reads from the smartest scientists in the world. He didn't read Albert Einstein's books. You know, he was watching Full House and all that shit, you know. Or he was being yeah, y'all get what I'm saying. Jesus Christ, like, I'm getting so tongue tied. But yeah, bro, no, that's not the reason why that people are struggling, because they didn't, you know, they didn't go to, like, maybe people would be better off if our schools wasn't underfunded. Like, why? Like, let's not even talk about that most Americans have a 6th grade reading level. Like, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. It's not good. Like America can't call itself the most powerful nation on earth when most of people can't read past a 6th grade reading level. But that's done by design. Like, you know, I could get into another topic about that too as well. Like, you know, I want to talk about that with somebody. Like, you know, they want to keep Americans dumb. You know, and, you know, by keeping them dumb is to keep us divided, like the guy said, keep us in a slave mentality, to blame one another for the reason why people ain't successful. You know, while, you know, they want to keep us arguing amongst each other while the billionaires, you know, run out the back door with all of the wealth and all of the money, you know. But let me let it continue.
people in Ohio that you insulted with that shit are just gonna want to run and vote for you. You got another thing coming, bitch.
So yeah, man, that was a masterpiece by I Am Blakely. Subscribe to their TikTok again. It's the handle is I Am Blakely. So yeah, great piece. I mean, like, I mean, they're right. I mean, like, oh man. So basically, punching down on people. So basically, saying Zoran wants to abolish all billionaires is an insult to billionaires because because you can't be one. So I mean, it's wild. It's wild. Oh boy. So if you're just not getting into this, man, I know we're 42 minutes in. You know, like the video on your way out if you on your way out early. I mean, I got a few more topics to talk about, but thank you so much for watching. If you made it to this far, and again, like, shop our merch store. It's on the ticker, man. ATP Network at myshopify.com. You know, I would just put atpnetworkstore.com, but you know, but you know, you have to pay for the domains and stuff. So yeah, man, like the video. So yeah, man, shout out to them again. Based ass video. All right, y'all. Let me get to the next story. Oh boy. All right, guys. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, you know, obviously I should have played the video. She was on the House floor talking about what Israel bombed the Catholic Church, and you know, basically saying things that were true. But she had an amendment to basically just simply, hey, just stop sending money to Israel. So I'm gonna read this tweet. It says, "This week, by amendment to stop your hard-earned tax dollars from being sent to continue slaughtering people in Ukraine and Russia, failed because only 76 Republicans vote for it." It says every single one of the anti-war Democrats voted for it. Now, AOC, by the way, only 141 Republicans voted for it. They don't care about where your 30 trillion tax dollars in debt. She says they don't care that Ukraine is not a NATO member nation. They don't care that our kids are our future, because our government will collapse one day and our children will be buried under tremendous tax and debt burdens. You thought you voted to stop America's last bloodthirsty foreign intervention wars. Well, this is what you got. Also, this here is my bad. This is an amendment to stop funding Ukraine and Russia, funding the war in Ukraine and Russia. Give me a sec, guys. I'm gonna try to find the before I find the one. Hopefully, she got a tweet about the one for Israel specifically. Like, yeah. Of course, they're not gonna. Yeah, like I mean, Marjorie. Like, I mean, first of all, like most of our people. I mean, our Congress is bought by the military-industrial complex. So of course they're going to vote for war. Like again, like I said, our government works for those people. It works for the billionaires that run the military-industrial complex. They don't work for you. Like they using you to make it seem like you voting for a representative that's supposed to support your issues, but really you don't. So let me find the other tweet. All right, guys. So I found this. It says, did you know that Marjorie Taylor Greene tried to get an amendment passed that will cut funds to Israel? That's I guess these separate amendments. We gave Israel billions of dollars, and their citizens have universal health care, subsidized education. We don't. 422 out of 428 of the House voted no. So yeah. So it says here, the House voted 422-6 against Marjorie Taylor Greene's amendment to cut $500 million in U.S. funding to Israel's missile program. Okay, so yeah, you'll think to yourself like, you'll think all of the anti-war, the anti-war candidates will vote for it, right? You thought wrong. So AOC, obviously, she didn't vote for it, and she gave a very stupid ass excuse why she didn't vote for it. So I'm gonna pull it up right now. I mean, like, my God, man, the ratio of this tweet. I mean, I like it's still like like 14,000 comments. I mean, replies to 18,000 likes. Like, I never like. I know a lot of people got ratio. Like, I got ratio, over tweets. A lot of my comrades got ratio, but I never seen nothing like this before, man. Like, holy shit. And you know how Twitter does. They love deleting shit. So you probably got more ratio than this. So I'm gonna read this fecal matter of a fucking of a tweet. And I'm gonna get my thoughts on it. It says Marjorie Taylor Greene's amendment does nothing to cut off offensive aid to Israel, nor end the flow of U.S. munitions being used in Gaza. Of course, I voted against it, but oh my God! But you didn't. But like, how stupid can you be, man? How stupid can you be? So you basically being petty and say, oh, because Marjorie Taylor Greene is a Republican, you didn't vote for it? I guess not, but like, so basically, I know she's saying, let me be rational here. I'm not trying to be stupid or nothing. So basically, she's saying that, like, you knew it wasn't going to pass, so you didn't vote, so you voted against it. It don't matter. Like, it don't matter if it wasn't going to pass or not. Like, I thought people were supposed to have ethics, morals, and values. AOC, like, why you? Like, this is why you got ratio like you did. What it does is to cut off the offensive Iron Dome capabilities while allowing the actual bombs killing Palestinians continue. Now, this is what I got confused at. Like, why the fuck are you so infatuated with the Iron Dome? Like, like, I don't understand. Like, the Iron Dome. Oh, it cuts off the Iron Dome. The Iron Dome to protect Israel, like the same Iron Dome that Iran shredded through with their ballistic missiles, like that Iron Dome is LC. I have long stated that I do not believe that adding the death count of innocent victims to this war is constructive to its end. There is a simple and clear difference of opinion that has long been established. Oh God. Oh God. So she's saying if you get rid of the Iron Dome, more Palestinian women and children will be killed. Oh God. Oh God, this woman's oh God, man. People call LC, stupid. Like reading this tweet, yeah, this is make you sound very, very stupid. So I will remain focused on cutting the flow of U.S. munitions that are being used to perpetrate the genocide in Gaza. Oh, now you calling it a genocide? I'm shocked you ain't calling it like your boy Bernie Sanders called it. He called it Netanyahu's war. Netanyahu atrocities. Oh my God! Like what the fuck? I just don't. I supported these people, man. I gave AOC a good bit of money. Somebody comment on my post yesterday. Somebody said, yeah, you sure need to ask for your $2 back. But yeah, I thinking about it, I should have gave her no money. Hell, even if you gave her $2, like it's a fucking mistake. I made a mistake. Like this is why I do what I do. I'm trying to help people to saying like voting don't work. You know, like this woman not even in my district, and I supported her, man. Like that's just crazy. So basically, she's saying that she didn't vote. She didn't vote for the amendment because it wasn't going to pass. And then she said that also too, she didn't vote for it because it will fuck up the Iron Dome capabilities to block missiles, and and she'll still work hard. She'll work tirelessly for a ceasefire, like she claimed Kamala Harris and Joe Biden was doing. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Like by what you just did, LC, you're literally doing you're literally doing what APAC want the Congress people to do. But the crazy thing about that is that you're not even getting paid for it. So you basically doing the free work of APAC. Like you doing APAC's bidding. I mean, Bernie Sanders is doing it too, in a way. I mean, the same APAC that had Bernie Sanders in one of their tweets. So yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. Like, man, when I saw this, I'm like, why you had to say something? Like, I guess you're trying to as people say, cop explain. You're trying to do this. You're trying to say, oh yeah, basically. So you saying like, I knew it wasn't gonna pass. But I voted against it anyway. Even though I'm doing the bidding of APAC, and basically I'm still gonna try. You ain't doing shit, but I'm gonna try to stop, the bombs from hitting the baby, women, and children in Palestine. I mean Gaza. Like, come on, man. Like, people see your bullshit, bro. Um, man, Nick right here, man. I'm finna read a few of these up here. Might as well. Like, she got ratioed the shit out of. Nick says, Bernie Sanders AOC, liberal Zionist scum. Reject liberal Zionism and embrace Palestinian liberation. Like, yeah, that's based. Aaron Mate said, if you recognize that Israel is committing a genocide, why are you voting in favor of giving it 500 million for anything? Exactly. And then my boy Joey Rickred, he says, I voted against the resolution cut off ties with Hitler because it would leave Nazi Germany defenseless while doing nothing to stop the killing of his victims. Every group that doesn't Iran, including himself in the end. Exactly. Like that's basically what she said in coded language. Basically, I want to stop, giving Hitler weapons to massacre a whole bunch of Jews, but technically by doing that, I don't, want to. Jeez, AOC. Like you should have, like I told you, you should just stay quiet. Like I'm pretty sure, like yeah, people will talk about it, be around the news cycle for 2 days on Twitter, then people don't give a shit about it no more because that's just way shit happens. Like every day it's a new thing. But because of that tweet, you made people talk about this even longer. But let me talk about a couple of AOC's biggest fans, man. Let me start with Kyle Kalinske. Like man, you had even Kyle Kalinske, man, upset about it. Um, Kyle says, this is pathetic. Oh man, god damn, yeah, you gotta have Kyle. Like Kyle was your biggest defender, even though that, he's the reason why you got, in the position you got with Justice Democrats, him and Chunk Uga. But like, damn, bro, like you got Kyle Kalinske to criticize a progressive Democrat, man. You done fucked up. Yeah, damn. You done fucked up big time. Oh man, but I mean, my thing is, what make this legitimate for me if Kakaliski talk about this on his show next week. I don't think he will. I think that this is why he tweeted this out. Hey, this is gonna be a tweet. Hey, hey, this is pathetic. But I still say you should support AOC. But hey, it is what it is. Uh, like yeah, man. But I mean, he's not wrong. It is pathetic, but again, it's like the problem with the cows and the crystals of the world is that they, now they'll shit on the left for calling these people out, like when we call our AOC and Bernie Sanders for that pathetic ass, performative ass, fight the oligarchy tour. Which my thing is, all leftists were really saying with that is, if like don't call out the Republican oligarchs, call out the Democrat oligarchs too. But they calling out the Republican oligarchs. So but they call us, but they call us fake leftists for that. But let me get to Francesca Fiorentini's tweet, man. Like Francesca, she wrote more of a longer version of what Kyle said. Kind of more coded language, but she said, you knew it wasn't going to pass, so why not take a stand against military aid to Israel, even if sponsored by Green? Your progressive colleagues are far more vulnerable than you. Stood on business against genocide. You gotta buck the liberal Zionist lobbyists in your ear. Damn. So basically, she's saying that AOC has some fucking Zionists in her ear, and I mean, Francesca, I mean, yeah. she's saying how come your other colleagues voted with Green on the amendment to cut the $500 million, but you didn't. But she's supposed to be so-called against the genocide. But yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised. AOC, man, the way AOC been moving lately. I mean, it's not surprising at all. But I got one more here. Then we'll get to the next story. Let me see. Let me see. Trying to find it. I got so many tabs open. There we go. And this is the icing on the cake right here, man. It says funding genocide just for the love of the game. I mean, goddamn, just doing it for free, man. She on the free 99, baby. On the free 99. $0 received from AIPAC, but you doing AIPAC's bidding. Damn, that's just wild work. Even though you claim no, I'm not doing AIPAC's bidding. I just knew it wasn't gonna pass. It don't matter if it's gonna pass or not. You're supposed to stay on code. Damn, you breaking the code. Shit, man. You done passed breaking the code. Hell, wow, AOC really fucked up this one, man. She really fucked it up. And also too, my thing is too, you still get cooked for this, but you could have just voted present on it, like you did with the Iron Dome. I think that gave you a pass on the Iron Dome. People didn't cook you much for when the Iron Dome vote came when Biden was in office, but people cooked your ass now because you voted yes to continue funding Israel. What the fuck you did, right, LC? You continued to fund Israel. And people on the left, far on the left, want her to run for president, which, according to Jack McCracken, won't even be a woman. It will be a white man because the Democratic Party, you know how they do. But, jeez, man. I mean, I really didn't really cook her on Twitter because hell, everybody else did it for me. I mean, why? She already got humiliated. Hell, you got there people that are AOC sycophants cooking her, like Kyle and Francesca. Come on, bro. Woo, boy, that was a doozer. All right, y'all, on to the next story. All right, guys. So, I'm talking about what Joy Reid said on Piers Morgan show. It's always crazy to me when a Democrat do something the same what a Republican does, but because a Democrat does it, it don't matter. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. It don't matter. It don't matter. But when a Republican does it, all of a sudden it's a fight, Oh man, see, this is why my goal as a political commentator is to break the duopoly. Like a mindset like this is the reason why people fight amongst each other. This is why, I mean, both sides could do something bad, but as long as my side does it, it's justified. But the other side does it, it's atrocity. It's horrendous. So this person right here says, it says, do you know how many people Barack Obama deported in 8 years? And Reed said, I don't know and I don't care. See what I'm saying? So let me play this and yeah.
Do you know how many people Barack Obama deported in 8 years?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
Well, why don't you guess?
I don't know and don't care.
Well,
you
hang
tell
on.
me.
You don't know and you don't care. You've just given me...
Because...
See, these people don't care about the immigrants. Like, why would you say, I don't know? Well, if she said, I don't know, then it'd be like, okay, whatever. But she said, I don't care. That's why this clip went viral on Twitter. I mean, you Democrats, liberals don't care anyway. They don't care about the immigrants, man. Like what was all of these protests? I'm not dogging the protests. There's some people that's on my side of the spectrum, on the far left, that's out there too. But what were all these people when Joe Biden was doing the same thing Donald Trump was doing? The only difference between what Donald Trump and Joe Biden did was Joe Biden was more secretive with it. Trump was out there in the open, like, get these motherfuckers out. The Democrats, they always slick with that shit. And Barack Obama too. Wait, Donald Trump didn't build those cages? Who built those cages? Barack Obama did. But she gonna say, I don't know, I don't care. Donald Trump putting the kids in the cages, so that what matters. Now, like you tell a liberal, like I told a liberal one time, I said, Barack Obama built the cages that Trump using. Oh, so who cares, man? It's bad because Trump doing it, But I should say, where were you when Obama was deporting migrants too? Like he's doing the same thing Donald Trump was doing. No, he wasn't doing it how late Trump was. But you always say but Barack Obama and Joe Biden deported more immigrants than Donald Trump did in the first term. Oh no, that ain't true, man. That's fake news, man. Man, the cult mentality of these motherfuckers, man. I tell you.
That's not the issue.
You're
trying to make the issue the southern border.
Joy. You've just given me Joy.
Joy. The point is,
Joy.
Barack Obama was not dragging women.
Joy. Let me finish.
God, I hate when people talk over each other. Jesus.
Nursing babies apart and taking.
Joy. You've just given me.
I'm sure going to tell me it's your main issue.
You've just given me
but it's not my main issue. My main issue is that what was.
God damn, bro. How many times he said joy? Damn. God damn, man. I hate when people talk to each other. Shit. What the fuck? You gonna keep doing it the whole meeting?
I'm trying to finish my sentence. You've just given me a lengthy monologue attacking Donald Trump's aggressive deportation policy. And I've simply said to you, there was a Democrat, a black Democrat president of the United States for 8 years.
It don't matter whether he was black or not. It could be a Hispanic. I hate when people do that shit. They use identity politics in it. That's crazy. These are the same motherfuckers that say identity politics is overused and it should be used. It's not ethical, but when it suits their narrative, they say, but a black president, deported, migrants. But I thought you said that identity politics don't matter. So, but it could be anybody. It could be Hispanic, Haitian, Black, African American, Chinese, Japanese, Asian. It don't matter. Deporting migrants is wrong, period. Especially the ones that don't do any crimes. Like 90% of migrants aren't criminals. And the 10% that are just got a speeding ticket or some shit? Like, come on, bro. Oh my God.
I'm simply asking, given that you're obviously all over every detail of the Trump deportation policy, and given you were on the airwaves in America on a daily basis through Obama's tenure, How many people did he deport in 8 years?
I do not know. You'll tell me. I'm sure.
Have a guess.
But it's probably more than 1 million people.
I don't care.
Quite certain.
Have a
because I
guess.
think each 2 million.
Right, it was 3 million.
Okay. And your point being what?
My point
What's the
being,
point?
are you as shocked by that as you are?
She don't care. She'll say, well, they must have been like violent criminals, the liberals be saying, oh, they must have been violent criminals, you got the violent criminals out, but oh God.
Claiming to be by Trump?
It is not deportations
Many of them were
themselves that
brown.
are shocking. Wait a minute. Can I answer
in
your
fact,
question?
the majority were brown.
So yeah, man, that's that. Damn, I don't know why they made it so short. I guess it's a clip. Man, it could have went a little bit longer. But yeah. But I guess y'all got the generalization. It's how both sides are. But it just, Joy Reid, which is a Democrat, is all of these people. I mean, I don't. It's like the hypocrisy of these people. Same with the genocide. You can say the same thing with the genocide. But Joe Biden was doing the genocide. I mean, yeah, Joy Reid, I guess she was, the outcast of it. She spoke up against it, which it was a mild critique. It wasn't as far as it should have been, but I mean, I guess. But again, it's like, as soon as Trump does the same thing Joe Biden does, continue to fund Israel, then, liberals, oh, we must resist, you got to stop this. Why weren't you at the protest when Joe Biden was doing it? Only people that mostly at the protest was people on the far left. It ain't even the far left, just regular people. I need to say that too. This is, people that was out there protesting the genocide wasn't liberal, they weren't left, they weren't right. They were just regular people that saw on their phones, just like how I see it, that innocent women and children every day losing their limbs, starving to death, suffering because of the evil maniac Benjamin Netanyahu in Israel, the imaginary state, fucking colonizing, terrorizing their land. So yeah, man. Joy Reid, of course, she don't care. She basically said the truth out loud. She don't care. Hey, as long as Barack Obama, Joe Biden, or Kamala Harris, deporting migrants, who cares, man? Donald Trump does it. Hey, it's bad. It's horrible. Which both of it is bad. It's horrible. All right, y'all. Man, I'm getting hysterical. All right, y'all. On to the next story. At this point, man, I think that, the platitudes that these countries that on the side of Gaza and the Palestinians, I think it's nice and all. It's nice to say, hey, we don't recognize Israel, or we recognize Israel as Palestine and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, man, I think military intervention, man, I think you need to step up from platitudes because, something has to give, man. My thing is how long these Palestinians have to suffer, man. But anyway, from Mundo Weiss, it says, in a historic gathering, 12 countries announced Israel sanctions and renewed legal action to end Gaza genocide. Now, earlier, in the beginning of the genocide, mostly last year, 2024, Israel's economy was tanking. And it turns out that countries was already placing sanctions on Israel. But more countries are now coming out placing sanctions on Israel. So, I ain't going to read all of this. It says Bogota, Colombia, Bolivia, Cuba, Indonesia, Iraq, Libya, Malaysia, Mozambique, Nicaragua, Oman, and South Africa announced sanctions against Israel to cut the flows of weapons, facilitating genocide and war crimes in Gaza. So, I ain't gonna read all this. It's go to Mundo Weiss is on their homepage if you want to read all of it yourself. Yeah, speaking about Palestine is speaking about resistance in the heart of horror. That is how Francesca Albanese, the UN Special Reporter on the situation of human rights in the occupied Palestinian territories, summed up in a emergency conference in Bodega, Colombia. The same Albanese who is currently facing sanctions imposed by the U.S. government for, according to them, making anti-Semitic remarks. Oh God, yeah, man. Everybody's anti-Semitic because they disgraced what Israel was doing. Oh boy. After repeatedly denouncing the brutalities committed by Israel against the Palestinian people. Despite these accusations, Albanese remains firm in her denunciation. She reiterated on several occasions that we must not allow these actions to distract us from what truly matters: the genocide that, for the past 20 months, has escalated against the people of Gaza, the massive human rights violations taking place across Palestine, which had left more than 60,000 people dead, most of them women and children. Let me get to the main part where they talk about the sanctions. Here we go. It says all 30 participating states unanimously agreed that in the area of impunity must end and that international law must be enforced. To begin this effort, 12 states across the world, Bolivia, Colombia, Cuba, Indonesia, Iraq, Libya, Malaysia, Namibia, Nicaragua, Oman, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines in South Africa committed to implementing 6 key points. Pause this yourself. I'm not gonna read all this, man. Well, I'll read it, then I'll end it there. I might as well, man. I ain't reading the whole thing. It says the key points is prevent the provision of transfer of arms, munitions, military fuel, and related military equipment and dual use items to Israel as appropriate to ensure that our industry does not contribute the tools to enable or facilitate genocide, war crimes, crimes against humanity, and other violations of international law. I mean, it sounds good. Yeah, like stop the flow of weapons, and equipment. But at the end of the day, man, like take it a step further, bro. Something got to give. Number 2, it says prevent the transit, docking, of services of vessels at any port, if applicable, within our territorial jurisdiction, while being fully compliant with applicable international law according to UN CLOS. In all cases where there's a clear risk of the vessel being used to carry arms, munitions, military fuel, related military equipment, and dual use items to Israel, to ensure that our territorial waters and ports do not serve as countries for activities that enable or facilitate genocide, war crimes, crimes against humanity, and other violations of international law. So basically saying any items on our vessels that might be aid to help commit genocide should stop. It should not come to Israel's ports. Prevent the carriage of arms, munitions, military fuel, related military equipment, and dual-use items to Israel vessels bearing our flag while being fully compliant with applicable international law, including the UNCLOS, ensuring full accountability, including their flagging, non-compliance with this prohibition not to render aid or assistance in maintaining the situation created by Israel's illegal presence in the occupied Palestinian territory. Kind of the same thing, kind of reiterating what they're saying in the first 2 points. It says commence a urgent review of all public contracts in order to prevent public institutions and public funds where applicable from supporting Israel's illegal occupation of the Palestinian territory, which may entrench its unlawful presence in the territory, to ensure that our nationals, companies, and entities under our jurisdiction, as well as authorities, do not act in any way that would entail recognition or provide aid or assistance that maintaining the situation created by Israel's illegal presence in the occupied Palestinian territory. It says number 5, it says comply with our obligations to ensure accountability for the most serious crimes under international law through robust and empirical and independent investigations and prosecutions at national or international levels, in compliance with our obligation to ensure justice for all victims and the prevention of future crimes. Number 6, support universal jurisdiction mandates as and where applicable in our legal constitutional frameworks and judiciary, to ensure justice for all victims and the prevention of future crimes in the occupied Palestinian territory. So yeah, I'm in it there. So yeah, basically they making demands like, hey, we'll put these sanctions on you until you stop killing innocent women and children. And my thing is that's not enough. Like I said, I mean, military intervention, like at this point, Like, bro, it's almost 2 years into this genocide. Like, the words are nice, you know. The words are nice, you know. I reported on it when I share Islam channels post, but again, it's like it's not enough. It's not enough, man. I mean, I know these are smaller countries too. Like they don't have a, you know, that's why I said the China, the Russia's, even though Russia's in war with Ukraine right now, but China, North Korea, like somebody, like, you know, these bigger militaries, you know, need to step up. But yeah, man. So I got one more story for y'all. All right, guys. So this is the last story I want to talk about. Yeah, man. I mean, I know some of y'all are not into sports, which is fine. If you want to continue to watch, that's fine. If you don't, that's cool too. I know a few people is, but you know, I got a lot to say about this. And, you know, I'm sick of people like this guy right here, Jason Howerton, whatever the fuck his name is. You know, you know, the WNBA. You know, even before the arrival of Caitlin Clark, the person on the top left corner, it always have been scrutinized. It has always scrutinized negatively by critics, in particular, people that sees it as inferior to the NBA, which is a lie. You know, this has been going on for a long time. I mean, it's not new. I mean, like, people like this guy, I mean, it's just like he's, you know, what he's saying is so ignorant. It's so abruptly ignorant. It don't make any sense. He says, and the craziest thing is, if you look on the top right, it says, Jesus is king. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Jesus will not be happy with you criticizing these women that are just trying to fucking make it. He says, imagine being an employee at a company that never turned a profit and showing up to work in these shirts. So basically saying the WNBA don't make no profit, so the women should be grateful for what they get, you know, even though, I mean, a lot of these women live in major cities like New York and LA, and the cost of living is insane. And this guy, he don't know sports. He don't know sports at all. He's ignorant. You know, he's a lot of these people that criticize the WNBA. You know, not even criticize, just troll the WNBA, saying it's not a real sport. You know, and all that stuff. I mean, like, you know, now I guess it toned down now because of Caitlin Clark. Like, the WNBA been around way before Caitlin Clark. I don't even think Caitlin Clark was born, bro. Like, that's how long it's been around. Like, people act like the WNBA formed when she joined a couple of years ago. Like, it's been around longer than that. It's just that, you know, you can blame the league itself for not promoting it much. Like, that could be another story. I might talk about that with another fanatic of the league. But, you know, just to say that, you know, hey, you know, your league ain't making no money. You asking for more money. You should shut up. Just shut up and dribble. Basically, what he's telling these women: shut up and dribble. Take the little money you got. You know, even though you might have to play overseas because the WNBA don't pay enough. You know, like, I mean, it's just so broadly ignorant, and that's just an American thing. You know, so now the WNBA is now making profit. I mean, they generate revenue now. You know, it's coming up slowly, but it's coming up. And probably what they are asking for isn't really that much. I mean, compared to what the average NBA player makes, like, it ain't that much, bro. I don't have the exact numbers on me. And oh yeah, the shirts too that they're wearing. You know, it says I forgot to mention that too. It says, pay us what you owe us. And you know, these women bust their ass. Like I made a tweet about this. I don't like sharing my tweets because I'm sharing my tweets. I'm kind of weird, but that's the way I am. But like I said, these women bust their asses. You know, they train. You know, they condition their body to play a 40-some game season. It used to be 35 games or something like that. They added more games to the schedule. Since they add more teams now to WNBA, they probably even might increase it to 50, which would be based. Like a 50-game WNBA season? Like, hell yeah. That's more money in their pocket too as well. But anyway, what I was saying, like, yeah, like these women bust their ass every day, you know, train hard. Some of them have to go overseas. You know, my thing is, if you're a team, would you want Caitlin Clark to go, like, you're Indiana Fever, I'm saying this. Would you want Caitlin Clark to go overseas and risk getting injured, which the woman right now is already injured, like she have a groin injury. So you want her to probably even suffer even more horrible injuries by going overseas and wearing her body out. Then when she come play in the WNBA season, she might not be up to tip top shape or 100% healthy because she probably has a nagging injury. So if you pay her when she's old, she can, you know, play the regular season. She can rest her body, get stronger, get better, and might win the FIBA championships. You know what I mean? Like, she'd be more happier. Same at a work, same at a regular workplace, man. Like, my thing is, if these corporations paid us what we owe, or just fucking give us the fucking company as it is because we make shit, we would be happier. The quality of the product would be better. You know, people's material lives would be better. People's mental health would be better. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the product would be better in the WNBA because these women don't have to sacrifice going overseas, getting more money, you know, and getting injured possibly. Like Breonna Stewart, by the way. If y'all don't know who she is, Google her, Breonna Stewart. She tore Achilles playing overseas, by the way. Fortunately, she's still playing at a high level, but if she was older, it'll probably be a different story because Achilles rupture is a very serious injury. Like, see, I'm pretty sure if she didn't have to play overseas, then, damn, that was years ago, she wouldn't have that injury. See what I'm saying? Like, see, stuff like that could be prevented, you know, by taking care of these women. You know what I mean? I just, you know, it's just getting to a point to where, like, you know, I could have really snapped at this guy, but the way Twitter is, you know, Twitter protect freaks like this, Jason Howardtons and shit like that. So I went at him nicely. I said, yeah, I said, now since the WNBA is making a profit, just pay them. Just, oh man, I'm getting emotional. Just pay the women. Just pay them. Just pay them. So, you know, and it's sad that, you know, that this is an act of protest, rightfully so. I mean, yeah. I mean, it shouldn't have to, you know, come down to this, but I mean, like, I'm pretty sure if they don't get the amount of pay that they want, I'm pretty sure it might be a lockout. So yeah, man, I hope these women get what they deserve. They deserve so much more. And to be honest with you, the WNBA is a better product than the NBA anyway. The NBA it's just washed. The problem with the NBA is they like to focus on one star. I mean, you can say in the WNBA they do that with Caitlin Clark for some reason because, yeah. But again, it's like, it's so much talent in these sports. There's so much talent in the WNBA. There's so much talent in the NBA. You need to talk about everybody. Like, don't talk about LeBron all the time. A 42-year-old LeBron James. Like, talk about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Talk about Giannis. Talk about who else? Tyrese Halliburton. Like, or say the WNBA, talk about Nafisa Collier. Talk about Nneka Ogwumike. Nneka Ogwumike, she's a WNBA champion. Jesus. Talk about A'ja Wilson more. You shouldn't be talking about A'ja Wilson more than anybody else. A'ja Wilson is the best player in the WNBA. Not Caitlin Clark, not Angel Reese. Yes, you know, like, you know, two sophomores should not get more coverage than a veteran in the league. Like, it don't make any sense. That don't make any sense at all. It's ridiculous, man. And look, you know, I know I'm going off on a tangent. I'm pretty sure the people now that watch are probably interested in sports, but I mean, like, why A'ja Wilson is not on the cover of NBA 2K26? I mean, Angel Reese. I mean, I guess it's cool because, you know, I don't like the hate that she's getting. I think it's excessive. I think a lot of these people are racist. I think it's racist motivated, obviously, all because Angel Reese did this to Caitlin Clark. You can't see me, thing from the WWE. Like, I just can't. But Caitlin Clark did it too. But, you know, she do it fine. But a black woman does it, out of competition. Like, you know, it's a problem. You know, I mean, we live in a racist ass country. What to expect? Like we live in a country where we still have sundown towns. I mean, that's crazy. Year of our Lord 2025 is still sundown towns in the South, up north too, probably everywhere really. So yeah, man, pay the women what they fucking owe. WNBA. Like, I don't want no lockout. I want to be able to watch the product again next year. Like, please, like, get more teams. Like, WNBA is growing. It's growing. It's going in the right direction. You know, at one point, a lot of people thought the league wouldn't even last because they weren't generating revenue like that. You know, and if we had and this is what I think I hate too about our capitalist system. This is why capitalism sucks too, because you know you got to rely on profit to survive. When like something like that, it should be a system where the women should live and be able to do what they love, which is play basketball. But all right, y'all, that's the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it, man. I sure as well have. Like the video, man. If you watched it this far, thank you so much. Thank you to the guys that watch it on Ty Pizza's feed too, because you know Twitter is suppressing the shit out of me. You know, there's nothing I can do about it, but thank God they're not fucking with her like that. So thank God for extra 500-600 eyeballs on it, because before it was like what 80, 90. Like, you know, just ridiculous. But hey, that'll happen when you speak truth to power, man. You know, and then I'm black too. That has a lot to do with it too. You know, they don't want no black guy telling the true truth. You know, they don't want no black guy saying fuck Israel. So like the video. If you're on YouTube and Rumble, subscribe. And also if you're watching this on Twitter, man, go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel, the ATP Network. Watch it on there, man. Twitter is a shithole. It's a shithole. I don't like Twitter. The only reason I'm on Twitter because I have a network to run, so I mean I can't leave. I mean I could, but you know it would be harder, you know, because YouTube on their bullshit as well, not just Twitter, but yeah, follow us on there, and also to go to GazaFunds.com. You know, support Palestinians any way you can, man. They need our help. You know, and also too, if a Palestinian comes into your DMs on Twitter or even Facebook, or not Facebook, or Instagram or whatnot, don't ignore them, man. Just say I would share it, you know, or you got a little bone to spare to them, you know, just do that. Do anything you can, man. Because you know they feel like that, you know, we don't care about them, which that's not true. And also on the bottom of the screen, subscribe to the network on Twitter. I mean, follow the network on Twitter at ATP Network 247 and shop at our merchandise store, man. I know it kind of maybe is a little bit premature to start a merchandise store when your account's still small, but hey, why not? I mean, Ty Peasant is the biggest face of the network, so shop, buy her merch. If you're a fan of her, buy her shirts, buy her hoodie, buy her mugs. Like, we got everything. And also to buy support Mike, the Caligula drum t-shirt. Support that all the profits go directly to him. So yeah. So yeah, thank you guys again for watching the Good Faith Show. And also tune in tonight. I got a special guest, Hina Lotus. She'll be joining me. We're gonna talk about ALC again. You know, I'm gonna let her cook. You know, it's her, you know, it's her hour. I'll let her cook or whatever. And we're gonna talk about shit. What else we're gonna talk about? Hell. Jeffrey Epstein, Donald Trump, the bacho is crazy. So you watching this now? You know, grab you some coffee, stay up. You know, 9:30 Eastern time. We're gonna try to start. So thank you guys again so much for watching us, man. I mean, I know y'all could be somewhere else watching better content than my black ass, but I appreciate y'all want to listen to what the fuck I gotta say. Like, you know, I'm no better than nobody else. So, all right, guys. Before I go, I'm gonna play the, you know, I already played it. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the intro. Shout out to my guy that does the mixes with the Death to the IDF song. All right, y'all. I'm done talking. This is Andre Moore signing out. Have a good one. Oh yeah, fuck Benjamin Netanyahu.